Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Bath. Guys, today I'm going to be checking out the Gainsborough, which is one of the country's top spa hotels, located here just down the road in Bath. Been looking forward to this one for quite some time, so come along with me and check it out together. As you can probably hear from the intro, this had been a stay that I was really looking forward to. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out to be that positive. For now, however, we will focus on the positives of the review. And first off, the location of the hotel is absolutely perfect. It's right in the centre of town, just round the corner from a number of major restaurants and, of course, tourist attractions. Bath is an absolutely fantastic city and there's so much going on, whether it's heading to a local pub and trying one of the local ales or even gins, or whether it's checking out the myriad of different Roman themed tourist attractions in the city. There really is a ton going on, especially with the hotel just round the corner from the famous Roman baths. Arriving into the hotel, the staff did a really good job of getting us checked in. Unfortunately, I did fall victim to the very overpriced parking at £38 a night, but once that was all sorted, check-in was managed very efficiently and it was then up to the room. It's worth mentioning just before we jump in the elevator that the hotel does have its own bar and restaurant facilities. Both of those were open during the stay. Without further ado, however, let's take a moment to jump into the room and check this out for the very first time. The rooms, although they were small, they were relatively well appointed and certainly nicely put together. Being on the top floor, we certainly benefited from some really nice views back out over Bath. It was a little bit grey and miserable during the stay, but that certainly didn't take away from the absolute magic of this city and the quite impressive views directly out of the room. That spa shown in shot just now is actually the Therme Spa of Bath. It's included an awful lot within the hotel's videos online. It's not actually part of the hotel and you don't gain direct access, sadly, to those facilities as a result of staying. I did feel as though that was something that was important to clear up. As I say, that spa does feature an awful lot on some of their online promotional material. Beyond the main bedroom, there was then also the bathroom to check out, which once again was quite nicely appointed. By 5-star standards, this didn't really hit the highest mark, to be honest, in terms of both space. Lacking a separate shower, his and her sinks is also something that you see very regularly at hotels, certainly at this price point. So a bit of a shame to have such a relatively small bathroom, but certainly it was okay by general hotel standards. It was quite nice to see the addition of Elemis amenities. However, that always adds a slight touch of class. Having looked at the room in a little bit more detail, I think this starts to underpin the issue with the hotel. Whilst the rooms are certainly nice, they're definitely not representative of the £250 odd a night price point that I paid for this particular stay. The rooms, frankly, just aren't good enough on their own to stand up to it. Of course, with this particular hotel, it does have a very unique value proposition in being the only hotel with direct access to those thermal spa waters. And under usual circumstances, that would be completely fine and really quite a fair offering. It's overall quite a unique value proposition, and paying over the odds for the room, knowing that you're getting the facilities included, sounds fair enough to me. This of course works great, assuming said facilities are open, despite a far more limited complimentary guest access hours to the spa than could ever reasonably be imagined. On the day of our stay, the spa was closed. The hotel staff eventually cited an issue with the pH or chlorine levels. This, to be honest with you, was a real blow, and whilst mistakes happen, it's the attitude and competence of management which sets poor organisations aside from those leading establishments. I'll detail the management response in the description below, but in summary, it really was very poor indeed. For my money, I'd highly recommend instead going for one of Bath's other 5-star resorts, starting with the McDonagh Hotel, which I had the pleasure of staying in a little bit earlier in the year. The rooms are much nicer, it's significantly cheaper, and better still, you can use those savings generated to enjoy Bath's multitude of world-leading spa facilities. I really would recommend looking at this hotel long before you consider, sadly, the Gainsborough.